Welcome back, football fam. It's time for the Week 13 ACC Round Up. We're gonna go through these games, scores, storylines, and things to come for the ACC. Getting down to the nitty gritty here. One more game for everybody before the regular season ends for these guys. It's rivalry week this week, but before we get to that, let's go through some of these games. Let's start this thing off with a pretty key matchup. We have 8-3 Pittsburgh on the road taking on 9-2 Georgia Tech. Pittsburgh got the win in this one, 42-28. Pittsburgh jumped out to an early lead, 28-0. Jakarian Turner had 201 rushing yards on the day, plus a touchdown. He had also a pick six by linebacker Braylon Lovelace, which was returned 100 yards for the touchdown, and they took a 28-14 lead into the half. Mason Heichel had 20 for 27 for 226 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Kenny Johnson caught 6 passes for 91 yards and a touchdown. Haynes King came and was the nation's leader in yardage this week, coming into the week. He had 257 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He was sacked once. He also had 76 rushing yards and a touchdown. But it wasn't enough as Georgia Tech lost their first game at home since 2023, ending their streak at 10 games. Pitt win versus Miami next week, and a Virginia or SMU loss. Pittsburgh could win the ACC championship berth. So I ask you, is this Pitt Panthers team the biggest X factor in the ACC?
I don't think they're the biggest X factor because there is no dominant team in the ACC. We saw Miami lose 2 games against teams they should have beat. We saw Georgia lose these 2 games. Somehow SMU only has 1 loss in conference. Still kind of shocked by that. They're not talked about enough, in my opinion. Virginia, they could beat anybody. They could also lose to anybody. So this conference is still wide open for some reason.
Yeah, man. I tend to agree with you on that. I think the Virginia team has been a big surprise out everybody. SMU probably one of the most underrated teams in the country. I think they don't have a sexy brand, so losing the games to them can kind of hurt you more than it help you. It can beat them. But SMU has been extremely good since they've been in the ACC, in my opinion. But this Pittsburgh team, they're gritty, man. They win games with and without players. It's like this is a whole new team with Mason back there at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the key matchup between them. I mean, it could be Carson Beck versus Mason Heichel. For the winner of that game could be going to ACC championship. And I just think that's going to be a good matchup to watch, in my opinion. You're looking at some of Mason's best games this year against Boston College, who went 30 for 41 for 323 yards and 4 touchdowns in that game. On the road, I think he really made his name against Florida State when he went 21 for 29 for 321 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then recently he had a game against NC State where he went for 423 yards, 3 touchdowns. This Pittsburgh team cannot be overlooked. They should be ranked. They should be ranked come next week. I think they left a stain on their resume with the Notre Dame game from last week, but I think they should get some respect from the committee this week and possibly be ranked again in the top 25. Do you think they should be ranked?
They're second in the conference, so they should be at least in the 20s, in my opinion. At least.
Yeah. If you line this Pittsburgh team up against like a USC, how do you think they match up?
I think USC dominates them.
Dominates them?
That USC offense is unbelievable. They got the 2 best receivers, arguably, in the nation. One of the best quarterback that's a freshman. Is he a freshman? I can't remember.
He's a junior.
He's a junior. I don't know why I could. I say he was a freshman like 2 weeks ago. I don't know why I keep
saying
it
every time.
But yeah, this USC team they're dominant. Even though I know they lost to Oregon, but they're beating this Pitt team.
Okay, just wondering. What do you think the best ACC title matchup would be? Like, you think it'd be Pittsburgh versus SMU, Virginia versus SMU, Virginia Pitt, throw a Miami in there against like a Virginia. What do you think?
I don't want to see Virginia in the ACC championship. I want to see Pittsburgh and SMU. 2 offenses that are high powered. I want to see Kelly Jennings play in a big game because it's make or break for him. He has to show he can prove. So
I think Virginia has the easiest path, so just be on the lookout for that.
yeah, they definitely do.
Yeah, they were idle this week, but no, you said tell you who wasn't idle. It was Syracuse as they went to take on Notre Dame. That's gonna be the next game we look at. We can switch over to that real quick. All right, this one got out of hand early, guys. You got Jeremiah Love had 171 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns. He had touchdowns of 45 yards, 14 yards, and 68 yards. By the way, he only had 8 carries. Notre Dame set a modern day scoring record with 70 points. They haven't had that many points since, well, no one's had that many points since Georgia Tech on November 5th of 1977 when they had 79. That was wild. Syracuse allowed 70 points for the first time since 1891 when he allowed 75 to a school called Union. I think Union is like the Air Force, Navy, and Army in one, when they were like one team. And they put up 75 on Syracuse then. That was 1891, guys. That's insane. A lot of crazy stats in this one, man. Notre Dame up 21-0 before the offense took a single snap on the field. They started this game off with 2 pick sixes and a block punt. Reserve defensive back Jalen Stroman had a pick and a block punt in their first quarter, which helped them jump up early. This loss, as bad as it is also the 7th straight loss for Syracuse. Notre Dame set a school record for 35 points in the first quarter, and they also set a school record for 49 points in the first half. Leonard Moore had his 3rd pick six of the season. It was 46-yard touchdown. His 2nd in 3 games, by the way. Syracuse started walk-on quarterback Joey Filardi. He had 83 yards and 3 picks in this game. Rough outing for him. Rough outing for Syracuse. By the way, Filardi, 83 yards, still more passing yards than what Notre Dame had in this game. Let that sink in. Syracuse actually won the time of possession in this game. I think 43 minutes to like 19 or something.
It was like 17
16.
minutes.
Yeah, that's like, and they still only managed 7 points, guys. That's how bad things were for Syracuse on this weekend. I do not doubt that Fran Brown probably did this on purpose. I just don't put nothing past this guy, man. He has that kind of disdain in his heart for certain teams in the ACC, and I just think he just did this to spite some other teams. But I gotta say, man, Notre Dame. I asked you last week, is this a top 3 team in the nation? You told me no.
They're still not.
I'm asking you.
They are still not a top 3 team.
They're still not a top 3 team. What do they have to do? What do they have to do to prove to you they're one of the best teams? I'm not saying they have to be ranked in the top 3, but as far as play on the field right now,
they gotta beat they gotta beat somebody. I mean, tell me, have they beat anybody?
They've beaten some better teams than the top 2 teams in the nation.
I mean, but they also haven't lost to those teams yet. Both those teams still undefeated. Notre Dame lost to Miami. Let you tell it. They weigh losses more, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, as of right now, are they playing like a top 3 team?
I don't think so. I mean, they're playing like a top team in the nation, but they're not top 3. I mean, they just beat up on Syracuse, whose starting quarterback should win the Heisman by default. The man led them to 4 straight wins with this team. So what does that tell you?
He was the team.
Exactly. And when he went down, Fran Brown visibly looked upset because he knew what he had behind him.
That's Fran Brown's fault. He shouldn't have went in the season like that.
That's true.
That's all I'm saying. Shout out to Notre Dame, man, for leaving no doubt against Syracuse. Just forcing the committee's hand. They're not going to let Miami jump them this week after this performance, I don't think. That's pretty much set the stage for Notre Dame to kind of stay where they at, if not move up in the rankings. Jeremiah Love, I said he had 8 carries for 171 yards. Is Jeremiah Love a legitimate front runner for the Heisman?
He should be. I think it's either his or Julian Sains to lose. Like it's just them two are my top 2 Heisman candidates right now.
I feel kind of weird about that.
I don't care about Diego Pavia. I don't care. He's doing against. He's doing against teams that's they're not good teams. I get Notre Dame just played Syracuse, but Jeremiah Love has been doing it this whole season.
He has 1,300 rushing yards and 200 some receiving yards, and 20 touchdowns on the season. I just think about last year with Ashton Genty when he had set a rushing record damn near. He had 2,600 yards, 29 touchdowns. He didn't win the Heisman.
But we know
how can we not give it to Genty, then turn around and give it to Love the next year for doing half the work?
How often do they try to fix their mistakes though? I mean, it happens all the time.
I mean, what do we say? How can we give Jeremiah Love the Heisman though? If Genty had twice as good a season the year before and he finished second,
didn't Travis Hunter win the Heisman?
Travis Hunter won the Heisman.
Did you say he deserved it?
Over Ashton Genty, no.
I could have sworn I thought you said he deserved it. Maybe that was something else. But because I'll argue that Ashton Genty deserved it. But
I think Ashton Genty won the Heisman. I think the wrong guy won it. I no slight on Travis Hunter. I like Travis Hunter. But I just think Ashton Genty should have won the Heisman.
If I'm being honest, Travis Hunter didn't really do anything in college that impressed me. Like, yeah, he plays both sides of the ball. Travis Hunter did not impress me. Like, sure, he played both sides of the ball. Whoop-de-doo. That's what you decide to do. I mean, yeah, you get picks. I mean, you catch the ball, but look at someone that plays one side of the ball. They do their job. What impressed us that he should have won the Heisman? I don't get it. So Ashton Genty should have deserved it. I think this year they'll make up for it by giving it to Jeremiah Love.
I don't think that helps Ashton Genty none, but I guess.
I'm just saying I think that helps Jeremiah Love because he deserves it. So I know last year they're gonna realize they made the mistake and just give it to him.
Okay, well, that's another topic for another day. I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole because I really can. But what's your stance on Notre Dame being an independent in football, but part of the ACC and other sports, and kind of like benefiting from the fact that they're independent right now?
It doesn't make
they don't have to worry about a championship game.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me because they still get cupcake games scheduled. Like, if you're going to be independent, you got to play the best teams to prove that you deserve to be independent. So, I don't think I think them being independent should hurt them more than it helps them, but that's just me.
Yeah, I think they benefited from it, man. And I don't think NCAA or ACC should allow it. The fact that they're letting it happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's on them. This is your fault. So, ACC, this is the bed you made. You let them join your conference in every sport but football, so they get to keep all the money from their games, and you kind of just like there. So you got to deal with that. And I think from a management standpoint, or whoever oversees the ACC, Jim Fisher, Jim Phillips, this is his fault. This is his bed he made, and he should answer to it. I'm gonna say he shouldn't allow this to happen. But let's look at a team that is looking to trying to jump Notre Dame in the rankings, a team that beat Notre Dame early in the year, and that's Miami. They were on the road this week. They went to Virginia Tech. You had Carson Beck go out there for 320 yards. He was 27 for 32. He had 14 touchdowns. Malachi Toney had himself a career day with 12 catches, career high, 146 yards, career high, and he had a touchdown. Miami, number 1 rush defense in the ACC, top 3 defense in the country against the run. only allowing 81.8 yards per game. They gave up 194 rushing yards to Virginia Tech this week. But it did not matter in the end because Miami got their third straight victory by 17 points or more. They won this one 34-17. I would like to start the thing by because it was a horribly officiated game. A lot of miscues, holding calls, do-over plays, inverted whistles, pass interference calls, ghost calls, just all kind of craziness. I think that officiating really got in the way of how good this game could have been. Miami could have ran away with this thing. They were up 20-0 at one point, I believe. But did Miami do enough? Does the victory help their chances? Or does the Notre Dame victory help or hurt their chances?
I don't think it helped or hurt because, like I said, both teams won, and you expect Miami to dominate in this game. They pretty much did. If you watched it, they pretty much dominated. If you take out the officiating, but I mean, they played Virginia Tech, who's we know Virginia Tech's not a good team. So but if they keep dominating great, like good teams, I think they should be in above Notre Dame.
Well, Miami got an uphill battle for the ACC in the playoffs. Like I think they were 13th. They got that buffer at Alabama and BYU being right there, and Utah all being ranked right above them. They'll have to jump all those teams, possibly even Notre Dame, just to get a chance to get in. So it's going to be hard for Miami. Don't want to bear the lead. Virginia Tech future head coach James Franklin was in the building. He took in the game. He said a few things about how excited it was to be at Virginia Tech. Happy to be home, this, that, and the third. And they pulled up the Virginia Tech schedule for next year. I'm going to read off to some of the teams. I want you to tell me, what do you think their record's going to be in year one of the James Franklin era? The opening season off September 5th against the FCS school. And then they got September 12th against Old Dominion. September 19th at Maryland. That should be interesting. It's September 26th home against possible CFP team in James Madison. Also pretty interesting game. In those 4 games, what do you think the record will be coming out of that?
Probably 2-2 maybe. And it just depends on James Madison's head coach stays. If he's gone, they won't be the same team. But I could potentially 2-2, 3-1.
I think so too, man. I can possibly see 4-0 as well. Depends on what Maryland decides to do with the football team. Do they invest in a team or not? Or is it just talk?
Yeah.
I think Virginia Tech, Maryland are kind of on that same level, man. Virginia Tech got to find a quarterback. I think this is Kyron Jones last year, so it's going to be hard to replace that guy. But I think Virginia Tech could possibly start the season off 4-0, in my opinion. I mean, Old Dominion is no slouch. James Madison, no slouch. But I think, they can possibly beat those guys. And then they talk about the ACC games. They got 4 road games, 4 home games in the ACC. Here are the road games. No official dates yet. California, Miami, Boston College, and Clemson on the road. What do you think they go against those teams?
Cal just fired their coach, so we don't know what's going to happen with them. That's a win, I'm going to say. Clemson, never know with Dabo, man. He's been up and down these last couple of years. Cade Klubnik won't be there, thank goodness. So they might actually be competitive. We could easily say 3-1, 2-2 again. So that puts them at 4 losses, maybe.
So you got them 6-2 or 4-4 off those games right there. Here are the 4 home games: Virginia, Pittsburgh, NC State, Georgia Tech.
I can see potentially those all being. I can see all those being losses. Well, then again, we know what Brent Key can do because he does more or less than any other coach, I believe. Then we know what does CJ Bailey State. Does he transfer? Never know. NC State, Virginia, Chandler Morris.
I think he's leaning towards transfer.
Well, I mean, I could say 1-3, just if it's right now.
1-3, so you got them finishing somewhere between 5-7 and
7-5.
7-5.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty solid for a first year. If they get 75, they should be very pleased in the first year under James Franklin. That's a very doable schedule. The home games is going to be tough for the ACC home games. If Virginia's like they are this year, that could be a loss. Pittsburgh's probably definitely a loss. NC State's offense is explosive. That's a loss. Georgia Tech finds another quarterback. That could be a loss. So, yeah, I think the road games are probably easier for them than the home games, honestly. But what are your chances Miami moves up in the polls?
10%, maybe less than 10%, because as we see, they want those SEC teams in there. So we're not getting two SEC teams. We might get two Big 10 teams, maybe Big 12 teams, maybe, but I don't see them moving up at all.
Yeah, I think right now it's one ACC team, one Big 12 team.
Think it's one Big 12
I think that's kind of crazy. I think they're trying to get it down to one. They want as much of the SEC in there as possible, and I think everybody else is screwed. I think Big 10 is starting to realize that they're not on the same level as the ACC come marketing time because they're not getting favored in this thing either. But we'll see how it pan out. Can't wait to Tuesday to see the rankings. Some of the other things that happened this week: SMU defeated Louisville. Louisville has now lost 3 in a row. Kelly Jennings had 4 touchdowns, 29 for 37 for his third straight game over 300 yards. SMU could possibly be going back to the CFP. SMU was 14-1 in November under Brett Lashley. That's something to think about right there. They kind of blew out the Louisville Cardinal. The Cardinal did have a lot of injuries, but I'm not going to spend too much time on the game. You can go back to the scores. I was just going to say, man, I just wanted to shout out how good SMU played this week. Another game that ACC we need to touch on is Stanford defeating Cal in the big game. Stanford won that one 31-10. After the game, Cal fires head coach Justin Wilcox. Any idea anybody who can be possibly replacing him at the helm?
Fired him after 8 years, so that tells you something. They're tired of losing. So respect to them for finally realizing that he's not the guy. Don't know any names yet. I think they're looking at Oregon's defensive coordinator. I believe I saw. They're looking at another team's offensive coordinator. I gotta go back and look, but I think you just take your time. You have time to pick your guy. Just take your time because you're in California, big recruiting destination. You can't let those kids leave. Just stay in California.
Josh Lapota, I think. I can't say his last name now. It's kind of blanking on me. I think it's Tosh Lapota or something like that. Mm-hmm. Oregon, DC is who you were thinking about. Clemson beat Foreman 45-10. You did what you're supposed to do there. Wake Forest got yet another win to jump up to 8-3, defeating Delaware 52-14. Shout out to the Demon Deacons, not getting enough respect there. Fourth quarter collapse Friday for FSU kills their comeback chances against NC State. They lose 21-11. They fall to 5-6. They'll have to beat Florida next week just to be bowl eligible. FSU officials did say Mike Norvell is safe and he's coming back next year. Your thoughts on that?
I guess I agree with it. Give him one more year because last year they were terrible and they improved this year. So you got to find a quarterback though because I think Castellanos is a senior. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah. And shout out to Deuce Robinson, man. 53 catches, 1,021 yards, 6 touchdowns, 19 yards per catch. And this guy, his quarterback was Thomas Castellanos. So to have 1,000 yards on the season, I think it's a big accomplishment. Thomas Castellanos not known for throwing the best balls. And Deuce Robinson just went out there and got him. I mean, the man's 6'6", 222 pounds. I think he's legit NFL prospect. I think his draft stock went up with the move from USC to Florida State. I think
third round. I think he's a third round guy.
Yeah, Trent. Yeah, he's a Sunday guy for sure. Where do you rank him among some of these ACC receivers, like a Chris Bell? Like, if you're talking about, how much better is Chris Bell than him? Is Chris Bell better than him?
I think Deuce Robinson might be the best ACC receiver in the ACC. To be honest with you, I'm not excluding Malachi Tony because he's just a freshman. So, but we know how great he can be. But I think, I mean,
Yeah.
I think it might be Deuce Robinson in his tier alone. Because no receiver in the ACC stands out.
Oh man, I ain't gonna say I can't take nothing away from Malachi Fields and Notre Dame and
He's on the ACC.
you know they step up some kind of and Chris Bell definitely, man. Louisville, I just can't.
I mean, I like
He
Chris
might
Bell
be
and Lacey. I like Chris Bell and Lacey, but I'm taking Deuce.
okay. I mean, I can't argue with that. Deuce has been great, man. Then he's a junior, so you know he got time to get better again if he decides to come back.
I believe
I'm trying to think.
he transferred from Alabama, I believe.
USC.
USC.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who else is out there.
I mean,
I'll leave somebody out.
The guy at SMU, he's the receiver at SMU. I can't think of his name right now.
Was it Hudson?
I gotta go look.
It might be him.
Jay Hudson. I can't think of the first name.
Jordan Hudson.
Yeah.
Jordan Hudson. Yeah, he's pretty good. I think Deuce Robinson might be better than Jordan Hudson.
Yeah, I agree.
Not by much. I think he's better. Yeah, so shout out to Deuce Robinson, man. Go and give him some respect right there. That's all we got for this week. Let's jump ahead to week 14, rivalry week. Let's go over those games real quick. You got everybody playing next week in the ACC. You got Georgia taking on Georgia Tech. That should be interesting. I think Georgia Tech's ranking is going to drop quite a bit. Could they beat Georgia? They kind of have to just to stay relevant now.
They can.
You got Miami. You got Miami taking on Pittsburgh. A lot on the line, and now one hope everybody's eyes is on that game. You got Boston College and Syracuse. Both of those teams just trying to close out a year. It's been a horrible year for both of those teams. Florida State looking to get bowl eligible if they can defeat Florida in the swamp. Florida 3-8, but I think they're favored in that game. You got North Carolina who lost to Duke. Now they can't make it to a bowl game. They're 4-7. They're taking on NC State. The team looking to go 7-5. Notre Dame at Stanford. Always an entertaining game. That's a big rivalry matchup right there. Clemson, South Carolina. Can't rule that one out. Clemson kind of hot at the end of the year. They're 6-5. Looking to win the fourth in a row, I believe. If they win this one, they got South Carolina, a team that's struggling. You got Kentucky taking on Louisville. That should be interesting rivalry matchup right there. Kind of a toss-up game in my opinion. And you got Wake Forest taking on Duke. Sneaky good game. Wake Forest 8-3. Duke 6-5. A lot on the line for Duke. ACC title berth for the win. I think they also need Pittsburgh to lose and Virginia to lose and SMU to lose, but I think they still can get in. Then you got Virginia Tech at Virginia. Virginia Tech 3-8. Taking on Virginia. Virginia trying to get double-digit wins for the first time in like 20 years, I think. So Virginia's on the way. They're 9-2. They should be favored in that game. They're favored by 10 so far. And last but not least, you got SMU at Cal. Cal 6-5. SMU led by Kelly Jennings, 8-3, looking for an ACC title game berth. JSK quarterback in the Golden Bears to maybe a 7-5 season.
Maybe.
Is this Cal team better than the team from last year? Maybe. I'm just saying.
I mean,
just something to look at. What are those out of those games? Which one are you looking forward to watching the most?
I'm looking forward to this Florida State-Florida game because I think if Florida beats Florida State, the interim coach has a legit shot of being the head coach of the future. That's my opinion. Also looking at this Georgia Tech game, can Georgia stay dominant? They looking like one of the best teams right now. Can they beat the brakes off Georgia Tech? I think they can because we know Georgia Tech is one-dimensional at this point. They still can't seem to pass the ball well. But then lastly, probably Miami and Pittsburgh. Does Pittsburgh get the win and ruin Miami's chances?
Yeah, man, I'm definitely looking at that one. I'm definitely looking at Miami versus Pitt. I think at least the winner of that game might be an ACC title game. I'll be watching a lot of that game. Another game I'll keep my eye on is Wake Forest and Duke. Wake Forest, you have my attention. if you get 9 wins, I will definitely talk about you as much as possible moving forward. And last but not least, man, I'm watching Clemson, South Carolina. All the things that went wrong for the Tigers this year. They're 6-5. Could possibly be winning their 7th game of the season after a shaky start. I mean, Clemson rebounded, and they're going bowling. And they look kind of like Clemson last year. They just, I guess they hit a little rough patch, but they got over it. If Clemson goes season with a lot of momentum, we could be looking at a good Clemson team next year.
They rebounded because they were playing bad teams. It's simple.
Hey, I told you that Cade Klubnik looks great against the teams he's supposed to look great against. It's the teams with a pulse. He has a problem. So, exactly. But you got anything else?
Look at the Stanford Notre Dame game. Potential upset, maybe. No, Stanford not as bad as people think they are, I guess. So let's look for that.
One should hope. I'm definitely down for that. If that happens, you guys, y'all tell us what you think. What matchup are y'all watching the ACC this week? Are y'all watching Miami Pitt like everybody else? Maybe y'all want to keep your eyes on the SMU and Cal game. What do y'all think will be the ACC title game matchup? Which matchup would you like to see the most? Which one do you think is most likely? This thing is wide open. Nobody has clinched it. It's looking like Virginia has the easiest path to the ACC title game. Hey, if Virginia Tech can pull the upset, all hell will break loose in the ACC. So, you guys let us know what you think, man. Thank you for all the love and support. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell us what you think about the new format. Is this something y'all want to see us do more or do less? We're trying to figure it out. Just get in the comment section. Let us know what you think. We out.